Go ahead.
because she had covered her face.
Go ahead.
And he turned unto her by the way and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto
Right,
thee.
in this society, there's a certain way a woman dresses. Well, you know that's a harlot, man. In a certain way she looks at you, you know it's a harlot. You don't have to have no sign on the back. All right, you know. If you're a man, you know. Go ahead.
Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. For he
What? Let me come in unto thee. Let me have sex with you. He had that feeling. His wife was dead. So he saw this woman and he perceived that that was a harlot. And he basically said, what's up? What's up? How much? All right, go ahead.
For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law.
Because she had the veil on her face. Go ahead.
And she said, What wilt thou give me?
What will thou give me? What is that? An act of prostitution. What am I going to get? That's soliciting for sex. Go ahead.
That thou mayest come in unto me.
That thou mayest come in unto me. Come on, man. And they're going to say, oh, that's not biblical. That's not you going off. Go ahead.
And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it?
Will thou give me a pledge? Go ahead.
And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet and thy bracelets and thy staff that is in thine hand.
Yeah. So when she got that, when she got his signet and his bracelet, what was on it? It was the signet that's where you get the word signature. When you look at a contract and you agree to it, they say, could you please put your signature down? That's from the word signet. So what did she ask for? His signature. Read again.
And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet and
thy signet. Thy signet, you had a staff and you had a ring and you had your name on it, your shum on it. All right? That was your signet, all right? Go ahead.
And thy bracelets.
And thy bracelet, because your name, Judah, was on the bracelet. That was your signet. Go ahead.
And thy staff that is in thine hand.
And thy staff that is in thy hand. Go ahead.
And he gave it her and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. And she rose and went away and laid by her veil from her, and put on the garments of her widowhood.
So what did she do? She supplanted him. She supplanted him to get a baby, all right? Now, I'm asking y'all, was that wicked or was that righteous? All right, good. Go ahead.
And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend, the Adulamite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then he asked the men of the place, saying, Where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside? And they said, There was no harlot.
Now look at this. Now look at this here. You see this? You see how the black woman? See how she thinks she probably want a night walker, a street walker.
Look like it.
You know, the black women get mad at you for dealing with white women, but they can go ahead and deal with white men. Now going back to Jack Johnson, when he was dealing with the white women, the black woman hated the fact and hated the white woman, and used to throw stuff at them white women. So motherfuck the black woman, man. Go ahead.
Then he asked the men of that place, saying, Where is the harlot? And that was openly by the wayside, and they said, There was no harlot in this place.
Right, because she wasn't a harlot, but she played the harlot. When do you become a harlot? Do you go to a union and you get an application? Yeah, right. You get like a business account. I'm a harlot right now. Does that make you a harlot? You become a harlot as soon as you lay down with a man for something else. When you get with a woman and you want to have sex with that woman, especially that black woman or that Latin woman, you got to take them to beef steak, Charlie's, Red Lobster, and to a movie or a play. And then you get that sex. What happened? That was an act of prostitution.
Every game is sex. Right.
That was an act of prostitution right there. You pay that bitch her light bill. Stop paying the fucking light bill and see if you're going to get some sex. They're prostitutes. Like people think that you got to get a papers. Yes, I'm a certified prostitute.
A whole license.
A whole license.
That's what a whole does. They give you some pussy for you doing something for them.
Yeah, it's called a quid pro quo. something for something else.
Buy them furniture, buy them shoes.
You don't have to give them money, straight up money.
They got the bunny ranch up there in Nevada.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly.
$5,000 a pop.
Right. To get with an ugly white woman. Go ahead.
And he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. And it came
because he wanted his signet back. Without his signet, he has no name. Go ahead.
And it came to pass about 3 months after that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot. And also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, bring her forth and let her be burnt.
Right, he said, bring her forth and let her be burnt. Because she played the harlot. Go ahead.
When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, by the man whose these are, am I with child? And she said, discern, I pray thee, whose are these, the signet and bracelet and staff? And Judah acknowledged them and said, she hath been more righteous than I.
Well, hold up. Wait a minute. She committed an act of prostitution, and Judah, the son of Jacob, said that what?
It said, and Judah acknowledged them and said, she had been more righteous than I.
He said that, now Judah's supposed to be righteous, right? He's an Israelite. He said, this woman is more righteous than me. But what did she do to obtain that title of righteousness? She became a prostitute.
One night.
She became a prostitute. See, you guys, you know, people think they know the scriptures. They don't know the scriptures, man. Go ahead, man.
Because that I gave her not to Shelah my son, and he knew her again no more.
And why was she righteous? Because she had to supplant this guy. All right?
Trick.
Go ahead.
That's why it's called a trick.
Matthew. She tricked him. Trick for the treat. Go ahead.
Matthew 21 and 31.
Is there more to that, brother?
No, that was me.
All right, well, give me Hosea, the 1st chapter, and also give me Hosea, the 3rd chapter. All right, go ahead.
Matthew 21,
I'm going to show you the scripture, and I showed it before, that the Lord told Hosea, the prophet, to go out and get a harlot.
Get thee a wife of whoredoms.
Get thee a wife of whoredoms. That's what the Lord said. Oh, but you can't, brother. You go. Well, hold up. The Lord said to do that.
Yeah, like them guys years ago.
Samson went to a whorehouse and he was so happy. The sex was so good that he took the gates of the city and put it on his back.
Walked about a mile with it and then dumped it.
Where was those strike? And then Samson wasn't looking. I hope the Lord don't strike me dead.
I got it right here.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's read. Let's read.
This
Because
is
you clowns do not know the scriptures, man. Go ahead.
This is Judges 16 and 1. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot.
Samson is a man of the Lord, right? Go ahead.
Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot and went in unto her.
What does that mean? He had sex.
Hey, hold up. They got a saying now, because before it used to be knocking boots. Now they say getting it in. Now they say, yeah, they was getting it in. Now what it says here, Samson went in unto her. He was putting in work, all right? It says,
Getting his swerve on.
yeah, he was doing that body work. It says, and it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither, and they compassed him in and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city.
Because he was up in there all night.
That's right.
It was an all-night thing.
He was wrecking shop.
Go ahead.
And were quiet all the night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him. And Samson lay till all night, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city and the 2 posts.
Why? Because there was some good stuff that he got.
Oh, hell yeah.
He got out there, he said, he saw the gates, he was charged up. He was charged up, man. Go ahead.
It says, and Samson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city and the 2 posts, and went away with them, bar and all.
Bar and all. Go ahead.
And put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of an hill that is before Hebron. And it came to pass afterward that he loved the woman in the valley of Sarek, whose name was Delilah. That was pretty much it.
So he was, you know, he had a woman that he was dealing with, that he was in love with, but every once in a while he wanted to get his swerve on.
He needed
Now
to
when
play
you
both
go,
parts.
what is that? Proverbs What's that?
The seventh
Proverbs
chapter.
5. No. Proverbs
5 and 19.
5 and 19. Go to that. Proverbs 5 and 19.
Made him a harlot.
No. Proverbs where it says be satisfied. Right. That's Proverbs 9.
Let her
5 and
breast
19.
satisfy them.
Right,
That-
5 and 19. That's what I
got
want.
it.